Hi friends, Nina here with Sim Sisters. As you know, I did not win the Nature's Calling event challenge competition that Sharma and I set up for ourselves. And Sharma has challenged me now to do a random build challenge, and I have to do it all in an hour. 1 hour from the ground up. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm a little concerned. I'm using James Turner's random challenge generator, which you can access at jamesturner.yt/random challenge, or by going to the page, going to tools, and then choosing random challenge. Settings are really simple. If you don't have some packs, tick them off. If you don't want to use an entire category, check that off. If you want the instructions to be written out like typewriter style and scrolling, enable animations. If you don't, turn that off. I have all the packs and I don't mind the animations, so I'm leaving everything just as it is. You can choose from 4 types of challenges: the random build, tiny home, cast family, or single build challenges. We're doing random build today, where I'll build a house to fit the new owners. They're going to have requirements for me, and I have to make a lot that works with all of those instructions. It's a lot like the interior decorator career in the game if you have that pack, except that you actually are building from the ground up and you can change walls and windows and things like that. So let's hit generate and see what we come up with. You are building a modern house with 3 floors and it is on a 50 by 40 lot. The owner is a sim who's roommates with the flower bunny, and they are really into cycling and movies and really afraid of carpet. They cannot live without their Gary giraffe statue. You have 111,781 simoleons to build with. For an additional challenge, try including at least 4 round wall segments. So here they all are, my goals. Okay, the round walls is interesting. So we are going to definitely try to choose that optional thing, and everything else seems like it shouldn't be too bad. Modern, 3 floors, 50 by 40 is a nice size lot. I think I can do this in an hour. Let's go. I'll see you in game. So now we're back on London's lot, and I told you that you all would see her again. So we're just going to use the same lot because it's already a 50 by 40, and why move her? And what I'm doing here is just getting rid of the lot challenges and lot traits that we were using before during the event challenge, and bulldozing the lot so that we're starting with a clean slate, just as if we had moved in. And then I'm changing the setting to afternoon so we have some good light to work with. And then what I'm going to do is just tick off the things that we already did. The lot size, we know that the sim is a roommate with the flower bunny, and we're just going to imagine that. And then I'm about to go and fix the budget. And I do that using the UI Cheats extension, which lets me right click on the dollar value and then just change it. It does the math for you. It's so simple. And then we're ready to get started. I'm going to put the timer up so that we can see that I am building for an hour, and go ahead and enjoy. And here you get to enjoy me struggling with counting out the blocks to make sure the things are coming out the size I want. And they aren't. I'm so horrible with that every time. I could just do the math, but sometimes it's easier to just count. And I decided that it was easiest to just go ahead and get rid of those round piece requirements as quickly as I can. And I thought by including it in the house, it would be a good way to do it. And of course, now that I've built this, I've thought of 100 other ways I could have done it that I think I would have liked better. So what I think I'm going to do is do another video where I actually do the build with the same rules with actual time to think about it. But Anyway, here we are. So we've got, 3 of the 4 round shapes. And, we're doing a little balcony there because I figured that it was going to make things a little bit easier for me in a little bit when I have to deal with the roof. And then I tried to consider putting a roof on that rounded section, and I kind of give up. And I'm going to go back to it again in a minute too, and then also give up. So there won't be any roof on that part of this building. And it kind of annoys me that it's so difficult to work with those pieces because I don't know why we can't have a roof piece that's shaped like those platform pieces are with the rounded corners. But anyway, I decided to just go ahead and, fence it in and make a flat roof. And I realized that I had to do that so that I could put the fence around it and turn it into a fence and get the look I wanted. But it also occurs to me that that was actually the 4th round piece. So I didn't need to do what I ended up doing, thinking that I only had 3 of the 4 there for some reason. But that did technically count as a room because it was an extra floor. So I'm marking off the 3 floors, and it definitely meets the modern house style. And now at this point, I have to do the cycling and movies, no carpet, Gary the giraffe. And I'm thinking that I need that 4th circle piece. So what I'm going to do is make a porch and then watch me go through some changes here. And now I go in and check off the 4 wall segments and thinking that I have 5 there, but it is actually 6 because that roof section still counts. So it's when I go ahead and check off the last objective on the list that I realized just how little time I had left to go and try to make this somewhat presentable. So enjoy 90 seconds of pure panic in real time. To the kitchen. And do cabinets, and that's why I didn't want that window there, that's all. And I can still do excuse me, a sink. Those sinks are considered modern if they go into the counter, so we're just gonna do the raw industrial sink and put that in there. 33 seconds, we can put in a cooktop there. 20 seconds, we could give her a refrigerator, because who doesn't love a refrigerator? And we have money, so we'll just do that and make it black. And 3, 2, 1, hands off. And then from here, it's just taking a look at the whole house, how it came together, and realizing that I did technically complete the challenge. I think I could have done a little more completeness if I had had more time, but did you want to live there? Probably not. If you were a realtor, could you at least show the house as a work in progress? Absolutely. And let me know what you think about the whole afraid of carpet thing, because while I technically didn't give them any floors, I also didn't give them carpet, so I think it counts on the technicality. And then it's not terrible, but I'm gonna go back and do it again. Thanks for watching. See you next time.